All right, guys, welcome into another episode of Freshman Friday. I am your host, Blake Sorrell, and today we have on Miss Jenna Lecours. Thank you, Jenna, for joining us today.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. I'm so honored.
We appreciate you coming on. Jenna, my first question for you is going to be this. Where are you from and where did you go to high school?
So I'm from a small town in North Georgia called Dawson County. I grew up there, never went anywhere else, and Dawson's really my hometown. I love it, and it was honestly a really amazing place to grow up. So
that's great. So it sounds like, you loved where you were from. So my next question for you is, how have you been adjusting going from, being in a town that you knew and loved growing up and then coming to a town like Milledgeville?
Honestly, I still have that hometown feel, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
I have made so many friends that make this feel like home also. So it's just been honestly a really easy adjustment for me. I love my roommates. I love all the people I've met. I love my team, even though we're not getting to do a whole bunch right now. They still make it feel like home. So that's been honestly really amazing for me.
Excellent. That's the great transition. It's not always that easy for everybody. So, I'm sure your personality may have something to do with that, of course.
Well, thank you. Wendell Staten is our kind of coach right now. And I was talking to him today and I was saying, he was saying, it's really important to put sport or school before sports. And I was agreeing with that, but also right now is a true point to that, because you really see in a pandemic that you have to love your school before your sports come into play.
Exactly.
So I really love it here. So,
and you, exactly like you said, you never know when it could be taken away from you.
Mm-hmm.
It's a gift to get to play sports. Your athletic ability has gotten you this far in life, and it's gotten you an education, of course, as well. So don't take it for granted.
Exactly.
My next question for you, Jenna, is when did you decide that you wanted to run cross country?
That's a funny story. So my sister actually ran cross country in high school, and my 7th grade year, she was like, Jenna, you really need to try it. You could get into it. It could be so much fun. And I cried every single day because I absolutely hated it. But I went back my freshman year. She convinced me to somehow do it my freshman year too. And that was the year that I really fell in love with it. I played basketball for 8 years before, and I really thought basketball was it for me. I loved it, but I also loved the fact that in a cross-country race, it is on you, not as much as your team doesn't have so much to do with it, although the scoring does matter. But if I didn't perform, I can blame that on myself. At the end of a basketball game, you can always say, oh, well, so-and-so didn't make that foul shot, so we lost because of them. But cross-country is so on you that it just really made me fall back on myself and rely on myself more than it did for other people to be that team for me. I was more of the team of myself. So
right, that's awesome. So you said you were in and with yourself, the team in a way. So that brings me into my next question for you. I know, and you did a little history on you. Looked into your background a little bit, back to your high school days, and you were a team captain. Is that correct?
For 2 years, yes, I believe. Whenever I was a freshman, we had a really strong 3 and 4. So I was kind of a freshman that came in as being like a 5 and 6. And then the third girl graduated. So I became really close with 2 girls that were up at the top. And then once she graduated, it was me and my best friend. And we really worked together really well. And so we were the top 2. And then she graduated. And then me and my other best friend became the top 2. So we really led the team. And it was just so much fun.
Yeah, no. So, you were able to get that experience at a younger age, obviously, and now you're translating that and moving from high school play to college play.
Yeah,
How have you been able to see you're good. How have you been able to have you seen any difference in the talent? I know you guys have not been able to do a ton because of COVID and everything, but have you seen a difference in the talent between your high school team versus what you're getting here at GC?
I honestly think it's relatively the same. I'm not even worried about that. I love being around just genuine people. And if I'm surrounded by genuine people that love doing what they're doing also, then I just want to be a part of that.
Awesome. No, that's a great answer. Very good answer. You gotta have a mindset like that, of course. You gotta love what you do, but also you gotta love the people you do it with.
Exactly. That's the only way that you get through running. Running is not where you're like, "Ooh, I can't wait to go run 12 miles today." It's the people that you go do it with, and that's all that matters.
You're exactly right. That is exactly what matters. I couldn't agree more with you there. So that leads me into my next question for you. You know, you seem like you have big aspirations, and, you know, I know you're a freshman and you're coming in maybe with not the highest expectations for year one, but what I'm asking you is, what are your goals for your freshman year, and then by the time you leave Georgia College?
By the time, or for right now, I would say I really just want to get a good baseline of my training in and just really start working hard. By the time that I graduate, I would really love to be sub 20. That would be something that would be really amazing for me, because I was able to be sub 21 by like roughly a couple seconds, and that was honestly really thrilling. So I'm just looking for our training to do something amazing for me and me be able to get that sub 20 PR.
Yeah, no, I mean, setting a personal record is always something, you know, to be
yeah.
Of course, and that's really what, you know, cross country is all about, always just trying to beat yourself almost. You're not really, you know,
Exactly.
competition, you're focusing more on yourself and how you can better yourself, you know, as a runner.
Exactly.
So, you know, like I was asking you earlier a little bit about being a former team captain, how do you see yourself fitting in on this team as a leader?
So actually, that's really funny. I have seeked out tutoring in biology from some of the older girls that graduated last year. And so I've actually gotten to spend a couple of nights recently at their house, just spending more time with them, seeing how they react or like act with each other. And honestly, I am so excited to maybe take some things that they have set into place and apply them for me, and maybe alter them or make them even better.
No, that's very, very, very impressive. That's cool that they take some time with you, obviously, you know, and work with you a little bit to try to make you feel more comfortable, like we were talking about earlier about that adjustment process. So, so here's a little bit of a funny question for you that I was thinking of earlier.
Okay.
So I know with running, you know, it's you personally, you always got to be listening to music. My thing, if I'm ever running, I go on a run, and I don't run that often, but when I do, I got to have my AirPods, I got to have my rap music, I got to have my music, whatever it is. So my question for you is, before you run, what do you listen to? You have one song, one artist, one genre of music. What is it?
Oh gosh. It's Rise by Katy Perry. I don't know if you've ever heard it, but I love that song. It always gets me in the mood, and I'm always zoned in after that song.
Nice. That's awesome. So, you agree with me though. You got to have something.
Oh, always. Even during the run too, when you feel like dying and you're just singing that song, it's so much fun.
All right, guys, that wraps it up for another episode of Freshman Friday. We appreciate Jenna coming on with us for just a few minutes to talk about some sports, and we wish her the best of luck with this cross-country season, and we'll see you guys next week for another episode of Freshman Friday.